My precious child, in these moments when fear surrounds you and danger seems to lurk at every corner, I want you to listen carefully to these words of truth. I am your protector, not just in theory, not just in name, but in constant, active, powerful reality. Every moment of every day, my shield of protection surrounds you. I see how the world's chaos affects you, how the headlines make your heart race, how the uncertainties of life keep you awake at night, how the shadows of what if darken your thoughts. But remember this eternal truth. Before any threat reaches you, it must first pass through my loving hands. You are not exposed. You are not vulnerable. You are not defenseless. Though the world may seem full of dangers, you walk under the shadow of my wings. My protection over you is not distant or theoretical. It's immediate, intimate, and impenetrable. Think of how a mother eagle spreads her wings over her young, how she positions herself between her chicks and any threat. That's how I position myself in your life. No danger can reach you without first encountering my fierce, protective love. No enemy can touch you without first dealing with me. I see every fear that plagues your mind, every worry that burdens your heart, every anxiety that steals your peace. The concern for your physical safety, the worry about your loved ones, the dread of unseen threats. I take each one seriously. Each concern matters to me. Each anxiety draws my protective presence closer. I am not a distant guardian who watches from afar. I am your ever-present help in trouble, your mighty fortress in times of danger. Remember David, when armies pursued him, when enemies surrounded him, when danger pressed in on every side, where did he find safety? In me. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and my deliverer, he declared. What was true for David is true for you. I haven't changed. My power hasn't diminished. My protection hasn't weakened. You worry about being strong enough to face what's ahead. But my beloved, your safety doesn't depend on your strength. It rests in mine. You don't need to be powerful enough to protect yourself. You don't need to be wise enough to foresee every danger. You don't need to be prepared enough to handle every threat. You just need to remain in me. For I am your shield and your exceedingly great reward. When darkness surrounds you, I am your light. When enemies approach, I am your defender. When storms rage, I am your shelter. When uncertainty looms, I am your security. My protection encompasses your entire being, your spirit, your mind, your emotions, your relationships, your purpose, your future. Nothing about you is left exposed or unguarded. In those moments when fear whispers that you're alone, remember this: armies of angels stand ready at my command. The same heavenly hosts that encamped around Elisha are available to you. The same divine protection that preserved Daniel in the lion's den surrounds you. The same mighty power that kept Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace watches over you. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit. You are not fighting your battles alone. You are not facing your fears alone. You are not walking through dangerous valleys alone. I go before you to prepare the way. I walk beside you to support your steps. I stand behind you to guard your back. My presence surrounds you like an impenetrable fortress. When fear tries to grip your heart, remember who I am. I am the God who divided seas and crumbled walls. I am the Lord who shut lions' mouths and quenched furious flames. I am the Almighty who commands angels and calms storms. And this same power, this same authority, this same protective love watches over you today. There are moments when you feel vulnerable, when the world seems too dangerous and your strength too small. In these moments, draw closer to me. Just as a child runs to their parents' arms when frightened, Run to me. My embrace is your safest refuge. My presence your strongest defense. As you reflect on this truth, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to join our community of faith and inspiration. I see how you try to protect yourself, building walls and creating strategies. While wisdom is good, remember that no wall is higher than my protection, no strategy stronger than my providence. Your security isn't found in the fortresses you build, but in the God who builds around you. Think of how I protected my people through the ages, through plagues and persecutions, through wars and wilderness, through floods and fires. My hand of protection never failed them. What I did for them, I will do for you. My faithfulness isn't limited to biblical times. It's just as active, just as powerful today. When darkness falls and shadows lengthen, when danger feels nearest and fear speaks loudest, listen for my voice above the chaos. I am whispering, be still and know that I am God. Not just any God, but your God. Not just a distant deity, but your personal protector. Not just a historical figure, but your present help in trouble. Your enemies may be strong, but I am stronger. Your problems may be big, but I am bigger. Your fears may be deep, but my love is deeper. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, not because you're strong enough to defend yourself, but because I am strong enough to defend you. Remember how I protected Joseph in prison, Moses in the bulrushes, David in the wilderness, Daniel in the lion's den. These weren't just stories. They were demonstrations of my protective power. And that same power is at work in your life right now, guarding you from seen and unseen dangers. When reports of danger flood your mind, when threats seem to multiply around you, focus on this truth. I am your shield, your fortress, your strong tower. The same God who guarded kings and prophets guards you. The same power that protected armies and nations protects you. The same love that preserved saints and martyrs preserves you. You don't have to face your giants alone. You don't have to weather your storms alone. You don't have to fight your battles alone. I am with you, fighting for you, standing guard over your life. When enemy arrows fly, my shield deflects them. When storms rage, my presence calms them. When darkness threatens, my light dispels it. Let my peace garrison your heart. Let my presence quiet your fears. Let my protection become your confidence. For I am not just watching over you. I am actively working to keep you safe, to guard your path, to protect your future. In the spiritual realm, where battles rage unseen, my protection is even more powerful. Every dark force, every evil scheme, every spiritual attack must first contend with my authority over your life. I am not just your physical protector. I am your spiritual defender, your soul's mighty guardian. There are forces you cannot see, battles you cannot perceive, but I am fighting them on your behalf. Just as I stationed angels around Elisha's home, I station heavenly warriors around you. You may feel alone in your struggles, but look with spiritual eyes. The mountains are full of my armies, and they fight for you. When anxiety tries to steal your peace, when fear attempts to paralyze your faith, remember whose you are. You belong to me. You are my child, my treasured possession, my protected one. The enemy may roar like a lion, but I am the Lion of Judah, and I guard what is mine with fierce love and unlimited power. Think of a father watching his child take first steps. Though he lets the child wobble and struggle a bit, his hands are always ready to catch, to steady, to protect. That's how I watch over you. I may allow you to face challenges, but I never leave you unprotected. My hands are always ready, my eyes always alert, my heart always engaged in your safety. In those moments when life feels most threatening, when danger seems most imminent, press closer to me. Like a child pressing into a parent's embrace during a storm, press into my presence. Feel my strength surrounding you. Experience my peace protecting you. Know my love defending you. Your faith may waver, but my faithfulness stands firm. Your courage may falter, but my commitment never fails. Your strength may weaken, but my power remains constant. I am your unchanging protector in an ever-changing world, your unshakable fortress in unstable times. Remember how I protected Noah through the flood, preserved Moses through the desert, guided Ruth through foreign lands, and delivered Paul through shipwrecks. These weren't just historical events. They were demonstrations of my protecting love, examples of my faithful care. And I am no less protective of you. When the world speaks chaos, I speak peace over you. When circumstances shout danger, I whisper safety to your heart. When life feels most uncertain, my protection remains most sure. For I am not a distant observer of your struggles. I am actively involved in your protection, personally invested in your safety. Let this truth anchor your soul. No matter what comes against you, I am greater. No matter what threatens you, I am stronger. No matter what endangers you, I am mightier. My protection isn't just a promise for the future. It's a present reality, an active force, a constant shield. In every situation, in every circumstance, in every challenge, I am working to protect not just your physical safety, but your entire being, your mind, your heart, your spirit, your purpose. Nothing that concerns you is too small for my attention. No threat too big for my protection. When storms gather and winds howl, remember the disciples in the boat with Jesus. They feared the waves would overwhelm them, but my presence was their ultimate protection. The same Jesus who calmed that storm watches over you. The same power that commanded those winds guards your life. The same authority that stilled those waters works on your behalf. I see how the unknown frightens you, how uncertainty breeds fear in your heart. But child, while tomorrow is unknown to you, it is known to me. While the future seems uncertain to you, it is certain in my hands. My protection doesn't just react to danger. It anticipates it, prepares for it, guards against it before it even materializes. There will be times when my protection looks different than you expect. Sometimes I calm the storm. Other times, I calm my child in the storm. Sometimes I remove the danger. Other times, I give you strength to walk through it. But in every situation, my protective presence remains constant, my defending love unwavering. Think of how a shepherd guards his flock. He doesn't just react to wolves, he anticipates them. He doesn't just respond to danger, he prevents it. He knows the safe paths, the quiet waters, the green pastures. That's how I lead you. My protection isn't just defensive, it's proactive, guiding you away from hidden dangers, leading you towards safe havens. In those moments when fear whispers, "What if?" counter it with "Even if." Even if the worst happens, I am with you. Even if dangers surround you, I encompass you. Even if darkness falls, my light shines. Even if enemies arise, my protection prevails. For my presence is not just your shelter, it's your certainty in uncertain times. Your mind may race with scenarios of what could go wrong, but rest in this truth. I've already seen every possibility, prepared for every contingency, established protection for every situation. Nothing takes me by surprise. Nothing overwhelms my ability to protect. Nothing exceeds my power to preserve. Remember how I protected my people through the ages, not just in dramatic moments of deliverance, but in daily provision and care. The The same God who led them by cloud and fire leads you. The same Lord who provided manna and water provides for you. The same protector who guided them through wilderness guides you through life. When circumstances threaten to overwhelm you, when problems seem to multiply, when dangers appear to surround you, draw strength from this truth. You are hidden in me. Like a baby bird under its mother's wings, you are sheltered in my presence. Like a precious jewel in a secure vault, you are kept by my power. Let my peace guard your heart when fear knocks at your door. Let my presence anchor your soul when storms shake your world. Let my protection be your confidence when danger threatens your peace. For I am not just watching over you. I am actively working in every situation, ensuring that my protective purposes prevail in your life. Your safety isn't dependent on your ability to foresee every danger or avoid every threat. It rests in my perfect knowledge, my unlimited power, my unconditional love. I see every danger before it approaches. I know every threat before it materializes. I prepare protection before you even realize you need it. Let this final truth settle deep in your spirit. My protection over you is eternal, unchanging, and complete. It doesn't waver with circumstances or weaken with time. It doesn't depend on your perfection or falter with your failures. It remains constant because I remain constant, the same yesterday, today, and forever. When you lie down to sleep at night, rest secure in this knowledge. Angels stand guard at my command. When you rise in the morning, walk confidently in this assurance. My protection goes before you. When you face the unknown, move forward in this certainty. My presence surrounds you like an impenetrable shield. I am your hiding place, your refuge in times of trouble. Not just when danger is obvious, but when it's subtle. Not just when threats are physical, but when they're emotional or spiritual. My protection covers every aspect of your being: body, mind, soul, and spirit. Nothing about you is left vulnerable or exposed. Consider how I protected Daniel, not by keeping him from the lion's den, but by shutting the lions' mouths. Consider how I protected Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, not by preventing the fire, but by joining them in it. Sometimes my greatest protection is displayed not in keeping you from trials, but in keeping you through them. Your part is not to understand every aspect of my protection, but to trust in my protective love. Your role is not to see every danger coming, but to rest in the knowledge that I see them all. Your task is not to figure out how to protect yourself, but to dwell in the secret place of my presence, where my protection is guaranteed. When the enemy comes in like a flood, I raise up a standard against him. When darkness threatens to overwhelm, my light breaks through. When danger approaches from any direction, my protection encompasses you from every side. You are not just protected, you are surrounded by my defending love. Remember this: the same God who guarded Abraham in foreign lands guards you in your daily life. The same Lord who protected Moses from Pharaoh's armies protects you from today's threats. The same Father who preserved David from Saul's spears preserves you from modern dangers. My power hasn't diminished. My protection hasn't weakened. My love hasn't changed. Let my peace settle over you like a warm blanket. Let my presence encompass you like a mighty fortress. Let my protection reassure you like a father's strong embrace. For you are mine, and I guard what is mine with eternal vigilance and unfailing love. Walk forward in confidence, knowing that my protection goes before you. Rest in peace, knowing that my presence surrounds you. Face tomorrow without fear, knowing that my power defends you. You are my protected one, my treasured child, my beloved warrior. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. No enemy shall overcome you. No danger shall destroy you. For I am your protector, not just in name, but in power. Not just in word, but in deed. Not just for today, but for all eternity. Rest in this truth. Stand on this promise. Walk in this assurance. For I am your God, your guardian, your eternal protector, and my protection over you is perfect and complete. Amen.